Now we are going to discuss about polymorphism. It is one of the important concepts, Hooke's concept. So polymorphism provides an ability to an object to take on many forms. Have multiple child classes. During the runtime, you can choose which one, which handle we can use with the properties methods of which class we can choose to, that we can decide during the runtime. Which object definition to choose during the runtime. That is the use of this polymorphism concept. Super is a keyword. It is used in the derived class to refer to the member of the parent class. Let's see an example for this. Here, class parent, the base class. Inside that, we have a value, the data type. This is declared as a static. So value 10 will be allocated in a particular location for value. Then another variable data, so base property, this is declared as a int data type, and inside the void print method we are displaying I am inside the base class print. And next one, print decimal. We are printing the value, this value here. Then from the parent class, child 1 is extended. We are inheriting child 1 from the parent. Inside child 1, there is another field called extra property, and here we have a print method. Okay. So it will override the existing print method. Function void print, and here I put a display. I am in derived class one print. Another one is print in binary. Here it is in decimal. So here we are printing in binary form, the same value. So here we are inheriting from the parent. So value, base property, everything is available in the child one. Here we are using the virtual keyword so that we can able to override the existing print method here. Then child 2, it is the another extended class, extended from the same parent. Here also we have one extra property field declared as again, and again we have one print method here. In that I am in the derived class 2 print and print in hexadecimal. It is in decimal. Here is displayed binary, it is displayed hexadecimal. These are the classes, parent class and the child classes. The test bench.sp file. Here I included this packet file is created here. Inside the top model, I instantiated child 1 and child 2. Here, and I create object for the both. And instantiate the parent. This parent class here. I didn't create a new process. Within the initial beginning, I am displaying P with the help of %P in bracket format. So we display this one. Here I didn't create any memory for that P. Okay. So it will give a null. P equal to null. Then I'm printing C1.print. That means C1 is the handle of child 1. Inside we have a print method. I'm calling this print method. So I will get this print. I am in derived class 1 print, and it is printed in binary format. 10 is the value, right? This value is printed in binary. Then C2 dot print. C2 is another child class. I'm calling this print method, and it will automatically call, and it will print. I am in derived class 2 print, and it is printed in hexadecimal. The 10 values printed in hexadecimal. Then $display C equal to %p C1. So C1 and C2 I displaying in packed format. So every field will be get printed. C equal to value 10 base property, extra property. For C2, it also have the value 10 base property and extra property. So base and extra property, there is no values assigned. So printed default value is 0. Then after this, P equal to C1. Here it's a handle assignment. What is the meaning of this line? P and C are pointing to the same address in the memory. The handle of C1 is assigned to the handle of P. So both pointing to the same location, that is C1 location. When I call the print here, P dot print, it is pointing to C1. So you will get I am in derived class C1 print, and it is printing in binary format. Now I am assigning C2 to P equal to C2, and I am printing P print which is present in the P. Okay. So now P is pointing to C2 due to this line. Now it is printing I am in derived class 2, and it is print this value 10 is printed in hexadecimal format. So here also I am using P dot print, and here also I am using P dot print. So it is we are displaying in different format, right? So during the runtime we can decide which one to choose. Same thing I am using, but it is display in different way. So due to why it is happening? Due to this assignment. Okay. So one form you can use in multiple forms. That is the use of polymorphism. During the runtime, you can assign which form you need. Okay. So according to that, you can get, or it will print. Here we are using some simple code, right? So here we are using print method to display which class is choosing. Likewise, you can decide which format or which form we have to use that handle, that you can decide during the runtime. So this concept is called polymorphism. And here one more point, P equal to C1. That is C1 handle is assigned to P. This is a child class, a derived class. This is base or parent class. This way of assigning is illegal in system design. C equal to P. That is child class equal to parent class. Parent class handle assigning to child class is illegal. You should not assign like this, because parent class has some base property, child class has the same base property. Along with that, it has an extra property. When you assign P equal to C equal to P, okay, so base class handle pointing to child class, some that extra property you can't able to use. That is, we can't use, and we can't access. So this is illegal to assign like this. Next, we are going to see about casting. So, there are two types of casting. One is static casting, another is dynamic casting. So static casting is used to do conversion of one data type into another data type. And dynamic casting, assigning value or a variable of the same data type. It is similar to handle assignment. So in the static casting, conversion of one data type to another capable data type. For example, real to int. Okay, this will be happen during the compilation time itself. That's what is called static casting. So how to represent the static casting means with the help of this tick operator. The value variable expression to be cast must be enclosed in the parentheses. I will show how to do this in this example. In this example, model name is casting. I have two variables, one is real RA, another one is int IA. Within this initial block, I am performing some arithmetic operation 2.1 into 3.2 that is assigned to real RA. That is floating, right? Real can able to store these real values. Here IA equal to int this tick. Okay. This is a static casting. I am converting this real, or you can use RA. Instead of this RA, I directly represent this 2.1 star 3.2, or else you can use RA. So it is real values that I am going to convert into a integer value, and I am assigning that value to IA. Here using this display, I am displaying the real value RA with the help of percentage here, and also IA, which is supposed to integer data type that I display int value. See here, real value is displaying floating 7.2 you are getting. Here this different percentage here, even though you are getting the whole value, integer values. So likewise, you can convert one data type into another data type with the help of this static casting. So the variable to be converted should be mentioned here, and the values are a variable that should be represented inside this parentheses. And then dynamic casting. Dynamic casting, further we are using $cast. System task used for dynamic casting. Dynamic casting in a sense, during the runtime, is assigned the source to destination you want to assign. That is happening during the runtime. But here, this data type conversion is happening at the compilation time itself. That's what it's called static casting. Both this destination and source object type need not to be same. They can be related to inheritance. The source and object should be related to the inheritance. We can't able to assign another class is fully separate or independent from the specific class. Two different classes are there. There is no relationship between those classes that we can't able to assign with the help of this $cast. Classes should be related with the inheritance. $cast capability of the assignment will not be checked during the compilation timers. It will be checked during the runtime. That's why it's called dynamic casting. How can we use this $cast? It is always legal to assign. I already told in the following example. It is legal. Always legal to assign child class variable to the variable of class higher in the hierarchical. That is to parent. This is allowed. Parent class equal to child class. Child class handle is assigned to parent class handle. It is legal and we can use this. And it is never legal to directly assign superclass parent class variable to the variable of one of its subclass, nothing but child class. Child class equal to parent class. Parent class handle is assigned to child class. It is not allowed in the system domain. Okay. So this assignment we can perform with the help of $cast. Okay, before that we need to do so that we will see here. However, it is legal to assign a superclass in the parent class and it to the subclass in the child class variable. If the superclass parent class handle refers to an object of the given subclass in the child class. So in this way we can perform that one. Before this one is child class equal to parent class. Okay. This is illegal. Okay. Before performing this, you need to do this step. Parent class equal to child class. That means child class handle is pointing to the parent class. Now the parent class is pointing to a child class. So now parent class is assigned to child class. So if we perform like this, it can be acceptable, but you cannot assign like this. Child class equal to parent class like this. So this system will not should not allow like to assign like this. That's why we are using this $cast. Allowed because parent class is pointing to the child class. This way is acceptable. But this line, second line, the system will not throw the error. So to perform this second line, we are using the $cast. See, to parent class is pointing to the child class, we will get a compilation error. So when you assign like this, you will get a compilation error saying it is not capable type for the assignment. This we can overcome by make use of this $cast. So this way you can use $cast, child class, parent class. So this is a source and this is the destination. So instead of this second line, you can use like this. Okay. Before that, ensure that this parent class equal to child class. This assignment we should done. Here, this is the parent class. Inside that we have our address. Inside the function display, just print the address in decimal form. Then from the parent class, child class is extended. Class child class extended from parent class. In that additional data with the 2:0 reduced here, and inside the display, I'm calling superclass display. I think that this display, and I'm displaying data of this class. And inside the module is inheritance. Inside the initial beginning, I initiated parent class as T and child class as C, and create the object for C. And I am creating another one more child class C1. Now I am assigning the value for address which is present in C class. C is pointing to this class. Inside that you have the data and as well as address will be inherited from the parent class. So address I am setting 10 and for data I am setting 20. Now P equal to C. It is legal. You can assign like this. Now before performing this, okay, here this one is illegal, right? Assigning parent handle to child handle is illegal. So instead of giving like this, I can use this dollar cast. Before that, we need to perform this one. Here, parent child is pointing to parent, so now parent is pointing to the child. Okay, this P is nothing but the child class handle, right? So now this is also a child class handle pointing to a child class. In that way, only it will come. Okay. So if I call this C1 dot display, okay, automatically I will get the display of child class. So here this child class display we are calling here. So, data will be here, and for address I am calling super dot display. So automatically it will call this port 994 and you are getting the address equal to 8. Now see here instead of cast, I am assigning directly C1 equal to P. That means P handle is assigned to C1. It's both are same, but when you assign like this, system will the compilation error, illegal class assignment. Expression P on RHS is not a class or a compatible class and hence cannot be assigned to the class handle LHS. So this is the drawback. Okay. So this is the limitation. To avoid this limitation, with the help of dollar cast, we can able to assign. Ensure that before doing this parent to child class assignment, this line should be done. That means we are assigning child class. This is C is another child class. C1 is another child class. So this C1 handle is assigned to B. After that, P handle is assigned to C1. Now it is acceptable. So when you call the C1 dot display, automatically C1 handle is nothing but P handle is nothing but C. So C inside the C handle, we have a this dollar display that will be automatically this function display that will automatically call. You are getting the display of this data and the address. Okay, this one is called with the help of super display. Then next concept is encapsulation. It is used for data hiding. The technique of hiding the data within the class and making it available only through the method is known as encapsulation. So public is a keyword. When you declare a variable as a public, that will be visible at any scope or everyone can able to access that one. So default, all the keywords, all the variables are public. So here for encapsulation, we are using keyword local and protected. Local keyword. The external access to the class member can be avoided by declaring the member as local. When you declare a variable or a property as a local, only the class can able to access, even though its subclass, that is the derived class, cannot able to access that one. Any violation could result in give a compilation error. If you try to access the local variable, it will throw a compilation error. So this is the way you can declare local integer x. So x is a local variable. A local variable declared inside the class is being accessed inside the class. So how we can access the local variable from outside, that we are going to see now. Directly we can't able to access the local variable, but using a method. Okay. Inside a method, we can able to assign. That one we going to see there. So class packet. Okay, this is one class is there. Inside that, for this address, I declared as a local. So 32-bit address. This is declared as a local. So only this address can be accessible inside this class only. Then data is another variable in which its string is 0. I wrote a function. Inside the function name is set address. Here bit 31 is 0, address L. So this argument is the input argument. So this address L is assigned to address here. And I am displaying warning local number address accessed to printing the value of address. So in this way we can access. So this address value is assigned only inside this class. Okay. With the help of this method, when you call address data and if you are passing a value here for address L, that value is assigned to this ADDR address. So that we can assign a value for a local variable. So directly you can't able to access this address ADDR. So with the help of this method, okay, this function, we can able to assign. So here in module, I initiate this packet as PKT within the initial beginning. I create a memory for this PKT here, the object, and I am calling this set address pkt.set address of 8. So this 8 we are passing here. ADD or L is 8 and it is assigned to ADDR. Then this data is assigned for we have another variable data. So for that I am assigning 14, and with the help of $display I am printing packet in the form of percentage %p packet format. So all the bits will be printed in packet form. So here set address we are calling here. So value 8 is so as an input argument and ADDR value is 8. Okay. This display message we are getting here along with the value, and then for this $display this displayed in the packet form. Address is 8, data is 14, is nothing but now here. Now I try to access the local variable directly from the module. If you try to access like this, you will get a compilation error. It is telling right local number address of a class packet is not visible to scope. So when you declare a variable as a local, you should not access from the outside module, or else even though from the subclass, if you try to access the local, that time also you will get the compilation error. That also I will show in the next example. Another keyword is protected. To access the class member only by its derived class, it can be done by prefixing the class member with the protected keyword. Okay. When you declare a variable as a protected, only that class you can access, and the derived class can be able to access the variable. You should not access from the outside, that is from module. The extended class or child class can be able to access the methods, sorry, properties, which is declared as a protected. In this example, this is the base class, parent class. Here I declared temp address as a vector, and in this display I am printing with the help of dollar display, printing the temp address value in percentage. Here, creating function new, explicitly I am writing function new, so that when I call the function new, this will be called. So here I'm writing as some input argument like that R address. So it will receive here, and 10 will be added to the R address, and it is assigned to temp address. Inside the child class, it is extended from the parent class. Here, now writing that function new, and I am calling the super data. When I call the new of this child class, automatically this super class new will be called here. Yes, I am assigning super dot new of, and this argument here address whatever we are receiving, that is passing to the new of its super class. I think that is the parent class. And we have another function here like increment address. In that we are incrementing the temp address on time. Now come to the module. Within the initial block, class, child class. This one I instantiated and I am creating new. During the object creation I am passing value 10. So automatically this value 10 is assigned for AR data or address. So it will pass to this R address which is present here. So that value is assigned here, and 10 plus 10, temp address value is 21. Then CC is nothing but the handler child class. I am calling the increment address. This method I am calling. So when I call this method, temp address plus plus, that means incremented by 1. So early the value is 20. When I call this method, the temp address value become 21. So it is declared as a protected. Even it is declared as protected so that the child class or the red class can able to access or vary the value. If it is detected as a local, you can't able to increment the value here. And I am printing by accessing cc dot display. Cc dot display means it is this display will be present here with the help of inheritance. Okay. So this will be entered. So what value we will get? Temp address equal to 21. We are getting temp address equal to 21. Now see here, from module I try to access the temp address. Temp address is declared as protector. Okay, I try to access that one from the module. I try to display. Now we are not able to access. Protector number temp address of a class parent is not visible in this scope. So when you declare a variable as a protector, only the subclass can able to access it. From outside, that is from module, you can't able to access those variables. I declare this as local. Declare this as a local, even though this subclass or child class cannot able to access the temp address. Here I am accessing and I am implementing it. But when I declare this as local, local the temp address of the class parent class is not visible in the scope. You can't able to access even though these subclasses or the child classes cannot able to access this variable. That I explained earlier. Now I want to assign value for this means with the help of some method I have to write a function. Locally you get the argument or input from the module or subclass. Locally here we are assigning the received value to this template. In that way we can able to assign the value for a local variable. So class.